Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode. Hope you're smiling wherever you're at. Today, we're going to be working on a good program. Um, this one corresponds to activity 1.1.4, the global variables, the guessing game with two players. So it's a good program. It's not the most interesting game in the world, but it's fun to code. I really enjoyed the coding on this one. And we get into variables, which is one of my favorite things to learn about and to talk about. So we should be in for a good time this week making this program. I'm not going to go through like using all the user interface, layout, stuff like that. Hopefully, people are getting kind of accustomed to that in class. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you take a look at this screen, maybe point out a couple of features. So we have our horizontal arrangements right here where we have buttons and then text fields. Both of those are found in the user interface. Then we also have labels right here, again, found in user interface. Then we have a guess button, a text input place, a text box, and a play. Pardon me, a play. I'm eating a sandwich here, and a play again button. All right. So what are we gonna do with all of these? The only advice I really have for you is when you do the text inputs, I think it's better to enter a guess rather than enter a hint rather than a text. Because if you enter a text, then it has to be erased. It's kind of annoying that your user has to erase it. If you enter a hint, then they just have to type over it. So let's see. I'm actually going to change this to enter number, or maybe I'll do enter correct, or all right, enter number, and then I will delete that. Enter number text. Okay. Perfect. All right, so let's go and take a look at our blocks. And I have a couple of blocks already open. I actually recorded a video, got stuck, had to do some troubleshooting. So I will show you guys the thing I was forgetting and what we need to do about that. All right. So, when guess, but okay. So, what we're doing is we're working with variables in this program. Now, there's two types of variables. If you click on the variable drawer right here, you'll see local variables and there's global variables. Global variables work with the whole program, the whole application. They're accessible by any part of it, any screen, any function, whatever can access a global variable. Local variables are only accessed in the place where they're created. Now, you might be tempted to just use global variables, and indeed, that's what I did on this one. Sometimes when you get up to complex programs that have a lot of variables, it can be useful to use local variables. It just helps you with troubleshooting. It's easier to find them. There's not as much clutter kind of in the various parts of your program if you use local variables. But for a simple one like this, probably just using global is fine, and it's simple. So what I did was I just set up my first three variables right here. I just initialized my global variable right here. Then you can change the name and you can either enter in a number right here for the starting value, or you can enter in a text right here. Now, it's kind of like you would think you would use numbers for everything, and that would make sense, except if you come right here, our text field right here, this is a text input, so we actually want to use a text input for the variable as well so that those two match up. But guess number, the one that like keeps track, okay, you got 20 guesses, now you have 19 guesses, now you have 18 guesses. We're just going to use a regular old number for that so we can add and subtract. These other ones, we're just comparing them. So it doesn't really matter if they're if the computer recognizes them as text strings or as numbers. So that's why we used the text in quotes right here rather than an actual number. Okay, so I just kind of randomly picked these values right here. I just said the correct number is 55. Just made that up. The guess number, so I said let's start with 20 guesses, and then the first guess I just set to 0. And then the first thing we do is when the guess button dot click, we want to set the guess variable to whatever you type in the box, right? So I used a combination of the of the buttons. When the guess button, I used a combination of the guess button, the set variable right here, and then of course you have to pick from your list of variables that you already set up. And then also in variables, I set that to going back to the input. I just set it to whatever was typed into the box, the text, right? So I just use those three. Let's get rid of them so they don't mess up our program. All right. Then I said, okay, we need an if-then statement. We need a conditional to check to see if the guess was correct or not. So I just used the logic drawer to find the equal sign, and then I used, again, the variables drawer to check to see if guess variable was equal to correct number variable. And then if it was true, I said you win, and if it was false, or if not true, I should say, then I just set it to try again. Now, let's see, when guess button. All right. So now I tried this and like all the logic makes sense. Everything seemed good, but it wasn't working for me. Couldn't really figure out what was going on. I realized what mistake I had made was that nothing was like telling this to happen. So I think the fix should be is to put it inside these blocks. So when the button is clicked, first set the guess to whatever the user typed in the text box, then check to see if it's the same using the if statement, then tell them if they're right or not. So let's see, where did I put my phone? Okay, so let's go ahead and save this, and then we will see if it in fact is working now. So we'll connect, let's reset the connection, and let's go to the AI companion here. All right, so we'll do our QR code. My phone's a bit old, so it takes a second here. All right, we're reading it. Nice. All right. Okay, so we have the screen that we wanted. Now, remember 55 was the number I arbitrarily chose as being correct. So let's check it out. Let's type 55 in there, and then let's hit guess, and good, I won. All right, so let's try it again. Let's delete that, and let's type in 33 and click guess, and it says try again right there. Okay, good. So our app is functioning correctly. The last thing that I'm going to show you how to do before I review what you need to do for a level 3 and level 4 on this program is I'm going to show you how to set the correct number to whatever they type in to the enter number button. And you could probably figure out how to do this on your own. Honestly, if you want to skip through like the next minute or so of the video, feel free to do that. But we're just going to use the enter number button. When that is clicked, what do? You want to set your variable. Set that. Whoops. And you know what? Actually, let's do this. Let's make life easy on ourselves. Let's just copy, paste, and throw that in there. Now let's just change the values here. Set correct number to guess input.text. No, we want to set that to enter number text.text. And then let's actually pull this up here. I don't think the order really matters when you're using the block-based coding, but I still like to try to keep it in the right order, right? So we would start the variables first, then we would set what the correct number is, then we would enter our guess and check to see what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh our app and see if this works now. Okay, I think it's refreshed automatically, even though I didn't save. So let's type in 55 is what it is already. So that doesn't really make sense. Let's just try 6. Okay, done. And enter number. Okay, press that a couple times. All right, now let's check and see if 6 is correct. Enter, done, moment of truth. Try again. No, oh wait, I never hit yes. Oh, you win. Okay, good. Now let's check and see if 1 is wrong. Let's see, let's type in our field here. Let's see if we type in 7, if it's still correct. Let's hit guess, try again. Okay, perfect. So the game is working, but it's not a very feature-rich game, as you can clearly see. So let's go through the PowerPoint and see what you need to do. So allow one player to guess a number, have player 2 enter a guess. So player 1 enters a number that player 2 is trying to guess, and then provide feedback declaring whether the guess was correct or not. Okay, we've accomplished all of those. 3 is add a feedback label that tells the player whether their guess is too high or too low. Should be a pretty easy one to do there. You probably just want to add some stuff into when the guess button is clicked. Try that out, see how it goes for you. Nope, this is the wrong PowerPoint. Here we go. That's where to find resources. Always good thing, but here we go. Keep track of the number of guesses the player has left in the guesses left label. So right here, the guesses left label, that's this one right here. Which one? That's text label 2. I never bothered to change the text. Sorry about that. There you want to enter in a number of guesses that you want your player to get, and then you want to subtract 1 away every time the guess button is clicked. So that's a little bit tricky to do, but I think with the combination of math, drawer, and your own persistence, you guys can figure that one out. Okay, so back to the PowerPoint. Level 3, Level 4. When the player has no more guesses left, inform them that they have lost in whatever way you see fit. Okay, so when the guesses count down to 0, inform them they've lost. Disable the guess button so they can't try anymore, and then set up the replay button to restart the game. So now this should be pretty. This should not be easy, actually. This is probably going to be a good little challenge. Hopefully, you guys will have some idea as to what to do, having completed the Happy Accelerometer program. Some of these tasks are kind of similar. So that's it. I'm also going to tell you right here, if you finish this one early, I'm not going to make a video showing exactly what to do, but for a level 2 on the next one, you just want to rename, so kind of start a new program, the one-player guessing game, and then you're going to add a play computer button, and then you're going to assign a random number using a random integer right here. Okay, so you're going to make it so that the game can be played by just one player. There's more requirements coming soon for that. If you finish early, work on that or add some more features. I have some extra challenges for you guys to try out in your Happy Accelerometer programs. All right, so that's it. We're ending the video. Good luck. Thanks for watching. See you soon.